Hey everybody, how's it going? This is Deadly, welcome back to the channel. The VSS Vintorez is one of the rarest weapons in DayZ standalone because of its elusive and unknown spawn circumstances and locations. Unlike other weapons in DayZ, it appears that the VSS Vintorez has static spawn locations, meaning that there are only certain houses and locations that can spawn one and usually do if persistency is wiped on your server. Knowing these locations will help any DayZ enthusiasts get their hands on that rare and unique weapon. I've made videos before showcasing some of the action using the VSS Vintorez, and I've fallen in love with the idea of using one ever since. But I'm not gonna lie, the weapon really isn't the best at anything during 0.61 at the moment. Unfortunately, the weapon still makes a supersonic snap, which should be impossible because it's a subsonic round going under the speed of sound. This can be problematic because it makes this snap sound up to 500 meters away, so still alerting players to your general location. It's still better than shooting a loud weapon, but not as good as it should be. There's something just cool about lurking around Chinars in a ghillie suit armed with a VSS Vintorez. It has a really good vibe, and again, although it may not be the best weapon in the game, it certainly is fun to use. So let's get started discussing what the weapon excels at, and that's damage. For my use with the weapon, it appears that the VSS Vintorez is a 1 to 2 shot kill due to its extremely powerful round 9x39. It moves slow, but is powerful enough to pierce armor. So in the future, when helicopters and more vehicles are released into the game, expect the VSS Vintorez to be used as an anti-vehicle weapon. Typically, the VSS will be attached with a PSO-11 optic, which can be 0 to 100 meters away. I wouldn't bother zeroing it past 100 meters. Strange things start happening with its aim and bullet trajectory. I would just simply leave it at 100 and compensate for the bullet drop. I would recommend that you never aim the weapon with a cash and scope, even though you can do it in the game. The VSS Vintorez is not meant to be used up to 400 meters, so the bullet velocity and the drop will skew your aim so bad that it's not even worth it. The bullet travels so slow too that you have to be lucky to hit a running target at that distance anyway. The VSS Vintorez is best to be used around 100 meters away. It requires you to sneak in a little bit closer to your enemies before dealing a devastating blow. But remember, you really only need one bullet to land to have a massive impact. Unfortunately, the VSS Vintorez is still set to full auto and cannot be toggled to single fire yet. That, of course, is a bug or a feature that hasn't been enabled. The VSS Vintorez is also considered one of the best CQB weapons in the game because of its full auto capabilities and hard-hitting round. You'll rip through the ammo extremely fast, but it's worth it. Surprisingly, the ammo is the most consistent item to find, and it will probably become the easiest item if you're looking for a VSS Vintorez. You'll need to loot Russian helicopters to find boxes of SP6, but they're usually left behind by other survivors, so always make sure you double check each crash. I've currently never seen a magazine spawn at a helicopter, but I know it's possible. The best bet for magazines, and this also goes for UMPs and FALs, is finding them on the gun spawns themselves. That's why knowing those spawn locations can really help you out. But I need some of your help, YouTube. I want you guys to leave me in the comment section below where you guys have been finding the VSS Vintorez. Specific map links would be ideal. Once we gather up all the spawns of the VSS Vintorez where you guys find them, we'll actually create a big community map to share with everybody. But before I leave and include some VSS Vintorez gameplay, I want to include some areas where I have personally found the VSS Vintorez before to help some of you guys out. Inside the back of red cars in the village of Valvolovo, the red stilted houses west of Novoya Petrovka and in Sinistok, inside the radar station or the radio station, whatever you want to call it, outside Tizzy, in the western industrial section outside Tizzy towards the radio station, inside all of the Tizzy towers at Tizzy military base, inside the back of red cars in the Tizzy Valley village area, which is just east of Tizzy military base. One running hypothesis is that the gun can actually spawn in almost any area in the deep northwest as long as there's a loot spawn, but I don't really have that much data to back up that theory. And to end the video today discussing the VSS Vintorez, I'm going to be including a moment that happened during the broadcast this afternoon using the weapon at the Northwest Airfield. What section of the tent?
I have no idea.
Okay.
I don't know.
Where was he last seen?
He was at this corner tent.
Keep a hold it in your hand if you lock.
I'm not dropping my gun when there's a player around.
What am I gonna do? Kill him.
Well, he's gonna be ran.
Can you hide with it?
Which way did it run?
I'm switching over to my CZ.
Does he have a regular ghillie hood on?
Yeah, he has a green ghillie hood.
Okay, I see him. He's on the south wall of the tents right now.
Okay.
He's trying to go to the southwestern side.
He's got no bag.
Yeah, he's running around here somewhere. He's at the southwestern corner.
Do me a big favour, put everything in that
No,
bag,
this
mate.
bows
Hold
in
it.
the bow. This bows in the bow.
I killed him with one shot with the Vintorez.
Yes, you did.
Oh,
Nice.
Yeah. All it took was one to land and it immediately killed him.
Guy beside you, you're worried about your backpack.